Did you appreciate his dad dancing at the Taylor Swift concert?
I thought he was fantastic. I really thought it was a great escape for him, given, you know, what he's had to do and what he's having to deal with. And I think it was really great to see him with George and Charlotte. It was especially great as well at the selfies that came out after from Taylor Swift. And obviously her boyfriend was very enamoured with young Charlotte because she was the one who seemed to be asking, you know, all the questions. It just goes to show that Charlotte, with the three of them together, Charlotte's the one who rules that nest. Make no mistake about it.
I'm not going to argue with that. That's the impression I get. I was speaking to some people close to the Waleses, and they were saying yes, they do listen to Taylor Swift at home.
I'm sure.
And that Charlotte and, well, particularly Charlotte and George were completely awestruck by Taylor Swift.
Well, they would have been, and let's not forget as well, I think it was a couple of years ago that Taylor Swift actually literally dragged Prince William up onto the stage to sing Living on a Prayer with John Bon Jovi. How's that for a night out, you know? So, you know, they are friendly as well. You know, I'm not saying they ring each other up every week or whatever, but they do know each other. And it was great to see them enjoying themselves so much, as were the many, many thousands in that audience.
Well, yeah, it was a cultural event, really, for so many people to watch it. So it was William's 42nd birthday, that's why they went. So he'd taken there. But the Princess of Wales and Louis stayed at home. Sensible?
I think sensible in the case of Louis, because I think he's unpredictable at the moment, given his age. I can understand why Catherine didn't go, because she's still recovering, and I think she's rightly so pacing herself at the moment. We saw her at the Tripping the Colour, which was fantastic. She looked absolutely sensational. It was nice to see her back again. But I think it was the right decision that those two stayed away. And I'm sure Louis didn't miss out too much.
There is a theory, and I'm not a Swiftie, or that's what they call their fans, or anything like that, but there is a theory kind of doing the rounds that Louis may well be upset that he didn't go. And bear with me on this, and that this could lead to some kind of Harry and William-esque, Spare-esque kind of complaint from Louis that he feels left out as he gets older. This is some of the debate that's going around within the forums.
Aren't they a bit young yet to just fall out with each other over something so literally petty? I don't know. It's hard to imagine. I think Louis will have his day. We will. I mean, the people who will be doing our job in the future will be writing an awful lot about young Louis. I would put money on that.
Well, I imagine because Harry had so many petty complaints in Spare about having a smaller bedroom than his older brother and stuff like that.
But we never saw those complaints before Spare, really. You know, the Harry that I was writing about was a different Harry to the one that you're writing about. So yeah, I mean, the trouble with Harry is he'll always find something to complain about.
What do you make of? So obviously, it was Taylor Swift and her boyfriend Travis. Kelce was obviously in the picture. It's quite rare, apparently. Again, I'm learning all these things about Swifties to appear in the picture. But did you see the comments he made on the podcast? He's quite a sweary man.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, he had said, I think with his brother, they had said F royalty. And then 2 weeks later, they appear completely starstruck and enamoured with William. I mean, some of the comments, he was so complimentary about William. He was blown away by William.
Well, the thing is, and it happened to me when I first met a member of the royal family as well, is that when you meet a member of the royal family, you are in effect meeting a AAA celebrity. And it blows you, believe me, it does blow you away. And I'm not surprised that Travis was, you know, blown away and came out with those sort of comments. And I think as well, it's a sign of the new modern royal family where they don't mind people taking selfies. I mean, one of the complaints of the late Queen was that she couldn't really see the faces of people anymore as she did a walkabout because they were all holding up their phones and flashes were going off and everything else. But she was obviously of a different age. But now it is now common practice. Everybody's got a mobile phone. Everybody's got a camera on it, and nothing is really private anymore.
No. Did you the comments from Travis? If I can read them out we may need to get the bleeping machine to, or I'll see how I say it. he said Prince William was the coolest mother F word.
Yeah.
They were an absolute delight to me. And he says Charlotte was effing adorable and a superstar.
Yeah.
And I spoke to people at the palace, and they were like, "Well, yes, they swore, but this is positive, isn't it? I mean, would the royals normally be offended by that?"
I don't think William would be offended at all. I mean, everything that Travis was saying was a positive thing about him, about William, and about Catherine. Yeah. And I just think this is what happens when they now meet royalty, because now you don't just meet royalty, you actually get selfies with them. So, you know, you've got this record of it as well. And if you've got people like, you know, one of the best singers in the world taking selfies, Taylor Swift, and, you know, that is a big accolade for her, and shows her friendship to William.
You mentioned about her friendship with William. You're right, they did a karaoke. He got dragged up on stage through John Bon Jovi Living on a Prayer, so they've got history. But Taylor Swift, we're told, was invited onto the Duchess of Sussex's podcast, Archetypes, a couple of years ago, and she turned it down. There's going to be some angry eyes from California seeing about this relationship between the Waleses and Taylor Swift.
What we don't know is the reason why Taylor Swift decided not to go into that podcast. It could be for a number of reasons, although I suspect that, I mean, Taylor Swift's not a daft lady. I mean, she knows what the score is and everything else, and she could see what's happening. But you're right, I think, you know, Meghan would be throwing a strop over the fact that William's there with Taylor Swift, and she isn't. I mean, Meghan throws out these invites to all sorts of various people. They don't all take up those. Don't all take up the invite.
Just a quick word on the Princess of Wales. Obviously, she didn't make the concert for kind of obvious reasons. It's a long old evening. We did see her at Trooping. I think we both agreed she was fantastic, and it was brilliant to see her. We are asked by the palace not to speculate on when we might see her next, but there have been people at Wimbledon who are saying that they are hoping that the Princess of Wales might turn up to present some awards. She does it every year. She has done for the last 8 or 9 years. She loves attending Wimbledon. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, she loves attending the ceremony the week before Trooping the Colour as well, where she's Colonel-in-Chief, and she didn't do it, sent them a very nice letter explaining why she couldn't do it. I think the people at Wimbledon would love to have Catherine back there again, because it will boost the viewing audience and it'll boost people being there. The problem with it is that when we first found out about her cancer, various people were putting dates on about when she was due to come back. She was going to be back in late April. She was going to be back after, you know, for Trooping, and she was going to be back for whatever. We just don't know when she is going to be back. It would be nice to think that she could at least make, you know, 1 or 2 days at Wimbledon. But if she doesn't, well, then we'll just have to be patient, because I'm hopefully she'll be back one day.